Have you ever wondered how come, when it comes to making an income, some persons tend to get it all figured out. They tend to earn more, they tend to be on top. Why some others tend to struggle once they put all their income together. Overall income of a lot of people is not even up to what a few people earn. Have you wondered why? Is it personality type? Have you ever thought if it's personality type or the particular profession one finds is herself? Have you ever wondered why some basic necessities of life, some struggle to get the basics? I'm not talking about luxury now. The basic necessities of life, like food, clothing, shelter, payment of rent. Why some actually struggle to get this figured out? Why is it that there's a mismatch? Have you ever wondered why? In this short video, I'm going to be talking about some income skills, some high income skills that one needs if you want to move ahead and want to secure your future and that of your family. So don't go away. My name is Monica Oge Odiakose, and I help my clients to invest. I help them to invest using technology, using working with people, and also them having their money work for them. And today's video, I'm going to be talking about some high income skills that you need to secure your future. We're talking about earning. There are people who earn, but when statistics has shown that 10% of the world's population earn 90% of the world's wealth. Why 90% of the world's population earn around 10% of the total world's wealth? You might be wondering, what am I saying? I'll say it again. It has been proven that 90% of the world's wealth is being made or earned by 10% of the world's population. Why 10% of the world's wealth is being earned by 90% of the world's population? That's why there's struggle, there's lack, because just imagine 90% of the total population struggling for 10% of the world's wealth. So it's really not easy for that large number of persons. So that's why they're dependent on others. That's why there's so much struggle. You see so much people that are down. Why? Because there's some persons that have decided to be among the 10%, the few who are enjoying 90% of the world's wealth. And so today I'm talking about high income skills. What are high income skills? High income skills are skills that when you have them, these skills, they're going to guarantee your financial future. We look at what is happening at the moment. Globally, we see a lot of crises, not quite long. Some parts of the world are currently on lockdown, while some parts of the world are they're not on lockdown. But there was a time where the whole world was on standstill. The whole world was experiencing lockdown everywhere. No country was exempted. And that period, there were people, a lot of things happened that period. A lot of persons lost their jobs. A lot of persons were out of work. A lot of persons were out of food, and it was chaotic. And in that period, there were still people who were booming. There were still businesses that have skyrocketed. Take for instance, then everything was on lockdown, so we weren't even going to church. We were not going to church. Our place of worship were all shut down. That was the first time in my life where people were asked to stay at home. Stay at home as in you can't go anywhere. So things happen. What does that mean? It means that change is something that is, you can't stop it when it comes. You can't stop it when it comes. So how prepared are we for the changes that will be coming in the future? That's why there is need to equip yourself. There's need to equip yourself. Yes, you might have studied maybe a particular course and You are in a line. There is need for steady upgrading and development. There is need for steady upgrading and development. Because if you feel that, oh, I already know this thing in my area, and you're not growing, you're not improving yourself, you're not growing, you're not improving yourself, you're not going to go far. You're not going to go far. Because take for instance the happenings around the issue of the crisis, the global economic crisis that has happened, has opened our eyes to a whole lot. So what that means is that people who have a particular mindset and skill set are the ones that are going to strive in an environment, in whatever environment, whatever economy. There are people that are not going to lack. There are people that are not going to suffer. This is not a matter of amen. This is a matter of knowing what is obtainable. This is a matter of being able to adapt, being able to look at, okay, be able to see ahead of time and say, okay, what is going to be relevant in the next 5 years? What skill is going to be relevant in the next 10 years? What skill is going to be relevant in the next 20 years? If everything should walk line. Because most times we just look at the now. Looking at the now, yes, it's good to look at the now, but always focusing on the now leads no one anywhere. Look at the future. That thing you're learning today, is it going to be relevant in the next 1 year? Is it going to be relevant in the next 10 years? That is why there is need for investing in yourself. The best investment you can ever do is investment in yourself. The best investment I can ever do is investing in myself. Because when you invest in yourself, you know what else to invest in. But when you're not good at investing in yourself, opportunities will come and they will go, and you will just be wondering. You will just be wondering, what happened? So there are people that ask, okay, they watch things happen. There are people that make things happen. And there are also people, the third set of people are people that wondered, what just happened? So what category do you find yourself? Are you going to be among those people who watch things happen or make things happen? So the way you make things happen, that whatever economy you find yourself, you are not left behind. You are not struggling financially. Is to equip yourself with some skills. So irrespective of your background, be ready to learn something, be ready to adapt to changes. I'm always making reference to the crisis that have, because that's recent, that are happening all over the world, where people are asked to remain at home. Businesses were still moving like necessities, items like food, they were still moving. Some businesses were shut down, some businesses were closed. And this training we saw a new wave of technology, use of technology. Like with our mobile phone, we could see what was going on all over the world. With our mobile phones, we could see a lot of things. Then those people who move their businesses to mobile, or who have their businesses running on mobile, we are not in lack. That brings us to the number one skill, the first skill, the skill of what? Digital marketing. Digital marketing, that's an important skill to learn. Why do I say that? Is because the age we are in is the digital age. This is the age we're in, where everything is what? Online, basically online. So if you figure out how to know to do things digitally, not just for yourself, but able to solve problems that has to do in that line, you're not going to lack. If you dedicate yourself to it, learn about it, the art of digital marketing. Because there are lots of companies, like when this issue happened, a lot of people are looking for how they can reach their customers, reach them where they hold there. Because if you look at our mobile phones that we have, most of the time we spend more time with our mobile phone than we spend with any other thing else. Yeah, we spend more time with our mobile phones. We wake up in the morning, what's the first thing? Okay, let me just do it teaser. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? What's the first thing you pick up? Being in your room, what's the first thing you do? Just don't lie. Drop it in the comment section. Be true to yourself. What's that first thing you do in the morning when you wake up. I can assure you that 80%, if not 90% of people, the first thing they do is to pick up their mobile phone, I inclusive. Yes. Yes. So operate digitally. Your business can run digitally. You don't have an issue. Or you find yourself in a space where you help people to take their businesses, make their business digital, help them to do their marketing, help them to get to their customers on their devices. You will not lack money. And not just knowing the skills, knowing the business aspect of it. That brings me to the second skill, which is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is learning the act of the business aspect of it. You're going into business, the first reason for going into business is to meet a need. It's when you meet a need, when you have creative value, that's when people exchange money. So the first is to meet a need. What need are you meeting? People are going to pay for value. People are going to pay for the problem you help them solve. So that's where the second skill comes in, entrepreneurship. So if you're entrepreneurial minded, and these are skills that you can actually learn. There's no one here. The people that are good, that have the talent, but these are skills that are learnable. So the first skill is digital marketing. The second skill, Mr. Okoro, thank you for joining us live. Thanks, we appreciate this. Yeah, either you're joining live or via the replay, I have nothing but love for you. Thank you so much. So I'll continue. The first skill I mentioned is digital marketing. The second skill is entrepreneurship. Once you learn the skill of entrepreneurship, the act of doing the business itself, not just the know-how, but the business aspect. Because the first thing is what? Having the skill, but you have to turn that skill to be profitable. You have to turn that, able to communicate that skill and make money out of it. That's where the business aspect comes in. So you're knowing the skill, having the knowledge, having the know-how is just one. Then the business aspect of it. That's the way you can secure your future, because you might know the skill and you can't make people give you money for it. It doesn't add up. So learning the art of entrepreneurship, art of doing business, that's also a good one. Another skill is the software development and web design. Software and web development. As I said, the world is digital. We've gone digital. So everything how to do with developing software, developing apps, developing sites, websites, social media, these are not going away in the next. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. These are the areas that are going to see in the future is going to expand. So if you're on our phones, software that runs on our laptop, to do things easily, so the access. So if you go into the act of learning software development or web design, web development, these are skills that are going to still be there in the nearest future, so you won't lack. Then learning the business aspect of it is very important. Another skill is copywriting, a business and technical skill. Copywriting is like using using words of mouth, but now in the form of written words, to do business, to send copy, to transact, to make people do things, not do things in the wrong way, but in the positive line. So the art of copywriting is using words to send messages that move people to take action. So when someone persuades someone with the word of mouth, this one is in writing. Let's tell people about things, maybe in the form of stories, now move people to take action. It's copywriting. So it's a skill that is very, very important. That because, as I said, people are more with their devices. So if you're good at meeting them at their devices and communicating well with them, what they can understand, and making them to take action, then you're good to go. So these are skills that you can learn. Another skill is a specialized, technical skill. I mentioned technical skill, coaching, training, teaching. I made mention of some time ago, a friend of mine was during the lockdown period. Yeah, a friend of mine was called that come and train members of staff on how to hold online classes. You can see that period of time schools were locked down, so most schools were operating virtually, where students are being taught using the devices. So we saw a situation where people go out there, they learn. Thank you for joining me live. Yeah, people go out there to learn how to use these devices like Zoom to hold trainings, hold classes online. So if you are in a position where you learn how to use your talent, able to what, train people using what, this media, this form of communication, online, virtual, able to what, do trainings, you will see that you're going well, because there are a lot of people that are out there that want to learn one thing or the other. So if you position yourself in a situation where you're able to teach people, they will pay you for it. Position yourself in a way you're able to coach people, train people in a particular area, they will pay you for it. And when you're training, you also equip yourself in a way to use the skills, use the devices we have, use the Zoom, use other ways where you don't need to leave your house before a training. You can organize a training. You don't need to leave your house before you go out there, because take for instance now, when we had parties, when you call for parties, you call people that will come in to do MC and all that. But when our recreational centers, our event centers were all shut down, all these centers, they were making money before, but they were no longer making money because they were shut down. So people were not gathered in a location, but they were gathered virtually. So from the comfort of your house, you can be able to get training. So if you can put yourself in that line where you can train people from anywhere in the world, people can organize. So you don't need to be paying hotel or paying for halls, paying for travel tickets and all that. But you can actually be a coach or a trainer or a teacher from the comfort of your house and still make good money. So that's a line that if you look in that line, look in that direction, few years from now, you're still going to be catching out. So it's not a skill that is going out, that is going to get extinct anytime soon. So it's a skill, it's a futuristic skill that you should invest in. You're looking in that line. So you look at the skills and say, okay, how do I apply this? What am I going to be learning it in the year 2021? What skills am I going to learn that I'm not just going to learn it now and use it now, but I'm going to use it years to come, and it will keep making me money. So these are skills that once you learn them, the advantage you will get from them is going to be more. And as I said, when you're learning the skills, put it in mind that I have digital, virtual, a skill that I need to learn, that I don't only have to be in a particular location before I get it done. I can be anywhere and I can be making money from it. That's this coaching. So that's one of the skills I just mentioned. Coaching and training. Supervision is still on that line. Be able to supervise, because these are skills, selected skills that once you have them, once you have the skills, you're going to you're not going to lack in terms of finances. You're not going to lack. Another skill like administrative skills. Yeah, we see people that are in admin for a long time, and they've been there for like 10 years, and all of a sudden a new person is being employed to that organization, and they make that new person a boss, and they were like, how can you make this person? I have 10 years or 15 years of experience. Sometimes knowledge beats experience. Why do I say that? You've been in an organization for like 10 years and you're not developing yourself, you're not growing, you're not expanding, and a young person just came in, and that person is in line with the latest trend, the latest technology, knows how things work now. Of course, they will give him a higher position than you. Why? Because he has developed himself, he is in trend, he is in the current trend, and the company wants to move current trend. So the need that wherever you are, you need to develop yourself, so you will not be left behind. Because most times people will say that I've graduated, I'll cover a book, thank God, no more reading. But that's where it starts. If you really want to succeed, that is where it starts. That is where, so dropping after your graduation, that doesn't mean that you're not going to read again. That is actually when the work starts. If you want to be a high performance person, if you want to be an high income skilled person, that's where it starts. Another skill is a digital content creation, still in line of digital marketing. Digital marketing is the art of what? Marketing, sales. When you talk about marketing, telling people about the products you have, creating awareness about your product. And another way of doing it is use digital content. How do you create awareness? By creating some content, valuable content that will be educative, entertaining. Because why do people come on social media? Why do people come on online? They want to be entertained, they want to be educated. That's why they come. So if you desire to, if you learn the skills of how to use this digital content creation, you're able to what? Create digital contents that get the job done. When I mean get the job done, the essence of digital contents, companies use digital content to what? Sell their products. So once you are in that line, you're able to what? Create digital content. You're good at it. Your services will always be in demand. And one good thing about this is that you will not only be working for one client, you will have several clients, and you even have to choose if you're good. That's why there's need for mastering. There is need for mastering. So that's it. Then the next one we have is artificial intelligence. You can see the world is going: robotics, artificial intelligence, AI, science of things. These are areas that they are not going anytime soon. They are even expanding. So if you go and learn this area, see you're developing your skills, and you want your skills to be relevant, you want to earn good money, these are areas you go to. These are areas you will learn. Devote your time to learning this in these areas. Artificial intelligence, AI, learn these areas. You're going to go far. Another is financial skills. Yes, it's good you're making the money, but if you don't have the financial intelligence to learn how to multiply that money, to have that money work for you, to learn how to not just to make the money, but also to manage that money and multiply it. If you learn that financial skills of how to make that money, manage that money and multiply it, you're going to go far. You're going to go far, because it's a skill that is not going anytime soon. But it's going to give you the edge. Then the other skill is sales, closing of sales, high ticket sales, closing of sales. That skill is so important, and then this is the last skill I'm going to be mentioning today. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, I like it as the last skill I'll be mentioning today. Why? Because a lot of persons run away from the skill of selling, skill of sales in particular. People run away from it. But have you wondered the products that are being sold, if they are not being sold to somebody, how do you think it will go? So you manufacture a lot of products and nobody sells it. How will the money come? So you need those products to be sold. That's why employers, manufacturers are going to pay usually for those who are good at the art of closing, who are good at the art of selling. So sales skills is a skill that is so important that you can apply it anywhere you find yourself. Sales skills is very, very important. You can apply it anywhere you find yourself. So it's a skill that once you devote your time to learning it, once you devote your time to studying the skill of sales, how to close deals, how to make deals, close deals, how to sell, you will not lack. Because products are definitely going to be manufactured. People are still going to need people to communicate the need or the value of a product to somebody. So irrespective of the area you find yourself, you are a company, you work with a company, you still need to communicate the value where people should choose you rather than choose someone else. So that's sales, that closing, making people to take action, on your idea, making people to take action on your project, persuading people to take action, negotiating. All these are under sales and closing. It's a very fantastic skill that when you learn these skills, you're going to go far. That's it. So what high income skills will you be learning Will you be learning this, or have you started learning already, or do you intend learning, especially in the year 2021? You can drop it in the comments. What high income skills have you started learning, or would you be learning in the coming year, or in some years to come? What income skills would you be learning? You can drop it in the comments below. Yes. So thank you so much for joining me on this. So as I said, to secure your financial future and that of your loved ones, you need to learn some skills, add it to what you already have, and see where it leads you. Did you get value from this? I'm sure you did. And if you did, do well to give it a thumbs up, do well to like it, do well to share, do well to drop some emojis, and do well to share so that others will also get value from this. Thank you. My name is Monica Oge Odiakose, and I do come live every Thursday 6 p.m. on this platform. So thank you once more for joining me, whether you're watching the live or the replay. Thank you. And I said today, for all those who will be joining me, I'll have a special gift for you. Yes, this year December, we are running a promo in my company where we work, and we are giving out some goodie bags. We just believe that when you're investing, you have to when you're investing in real estate, we also have a platform where we enable you to save also. So when you invest in our estates, we do well to give you some goodie bags, because we will take care of some things for you. Your rice this season, your granola this season, your meat this season is taken care of for you, courtesy of my company. All you have to do is to invest in our estate. We have a minimum of 250,000 naira. Invest in our estate, and we will give you a surprise package this December for you and your family. It's amazing, right? Yes, it's amazing. You can DM me, send me a direct message so I can give you the details of this. The locations are in different places. We have in Lagos specifically. So once you send me a message, I'm going to give you a breakdown on this. So while you're investing, you also will save in a way. So thank you for joining me on this section today, and stay blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.